So I've been on this manifestation journey for about 4 years now. And along the way, I discovered robotic affirmation. Robotic affirmation being where you pick a single affirmation and um, what they say robotically affirm it. Just continue to repeat it over and over again. Um, and I had this idea to bring together scripting, the writing part, and visualization, and the affirmation. So, what I do and what I'm going to start, this is day one of that journey, um, is just have an affirmation. Like right now, I have an affirmation that I want to be free of credit card debt. So, what I'll do is I'll start on day one, right? Um, and I just mark this as day one. And today's date, which is, I believe it's the 3rd. Is it really the 3rd? I gotta check that. Yeah, I think it is the 3rd. It's crazy. 3, 3, 25. Wow. Okay. And then I just start with an affirmation. And my affirmation that I have, let me take these off so that they're not in the way. My affirmation is, and normally I would have like a pen. I wouldn't use my colored pencils, but let's see if I brought a pen. I don't think I did. So today, miracles. I did bring a pen. So today, I'll be writing that I am free. Let's see if we can get this guy going. There we go. I am free of all credit card debt now. So remember that robotic affirmation is not about like I'm doing this and I'm going to do this for 30 days and then I'm going to get my stuff. Like we got to remember we already have it. It's already ours. This is more just reminding us of how powerful we are. You know, that everything we want is already ours in the 4D, in our imagination, like where it matters. So when I write that I am free of credit card debt now, it's not a wish. It's not a hope. It's something that already exists. By doing this, I'm calling myself into alignment with that Jerhal that already is living that. So this is good for me because I was getting a little anxious about it. Just life as you know. And then tax time is coming up, and starting to really be thoughtful about something that it just doesn't exist. I can't live there with it. And I realized, like, I've been here before. I've been somewhere in my 3D and where I did not have credit card debt, and I know what that feels like. And so that's where I want to be. And this helps me get there. It just helps me remember that everything comes from within me. And you should remember that too. You know, all this worry and concern, and it's really nothing. It's something, it's occurring in our physical world where we experience our five senses, yes. And we can't get over it just by completely looking the other way. I mean, I get that. But I also realize that if this is what I'm focusing on and the worry about having it, I really believe that the universe is going to give me more of that. Like, I'm just going to be dwelling in that because I'll be that person who's living that life, worrying about it. And why? In my imagination, where reality actually exists, and I'm free of all credit card debt, and it's not a lot compared to some people I know who are in hundreds of thousands. I'm talking tens of thousands. Um, I can always compare it to somebody, but to me, it's something, and it creates thought and concern. And just writing this down and reminding myself that I am free of all credit card debt. And then I put the little timer in it. Now. I'm free of it now. Because I do accept that now is the only time that we have. Today is all we have. Like, what if I don't make it through the night? Then all of my worry about tomorrow and what I should have done yesterday, it's pointless. So when I write my affirmations, I like to think of them as something as now. This is, at the end of the day, this is all we have. And I know, and you've probably learned, some of you have, I can't assume, I don't know where you're at in your journey, but living in the quantum field, knowing that there are parallel Jerhals out there are parallel yous out there, in an infinite number of timelines, living completely free of debt. And just thinking about that makes me feel good. It makes me remember who I am, and it puts me in a better mindset. And I truly believe that a lot of our quote unquote problems can be put into different mindsets, and I think the reflection of that is what I think, since I believe that right now what we're experiencing here with our five senses is just a reflection of what's going on inside of us. I just feel that, yeah, doing something like this, it makes me put these problems and these concerns in the right perspective. So, day one, I go through and I fill up this sheet with the affirmation that I'm being mindful of. And then what I'll do is go through and I'll reread what I've written. So I've got the scripting part of it. Then there's an audio for me to go through and just say, I am free. I am free of all credit card debt now. I'm free of all credit card debt now. I am free of all credit card debt now. And then I like to go through it again. I like to just read through it again. And I'll go through silently, and maybe you can go through in your mind what you would be writing here and what you would be saying. And this is something I just did in a journal on my own. I ended up having these printed up, yes. That's what I wanted to do. I was inspired to do it because I wanted others to have something that was already made. But I started out like this and just doing it in a journal. And I would fill the journal up, and then I would write a phrase, an I am phrase, an I am phrase, which we'll talk about. And my phrase today is I am wealthy. So what I did was I put these I am phrases just to remember and remind myself that I'm source. I am source of my life, of my reality. You are source of your reality. And this is one of the I ams that I say pretty much every day to remind myself that I am what I say I am. I am what I believe I am. And so after I've gone through my affirmations, I'll pick a color. I had green. I guess green is kind of, well, looks like I started here with some purple, so we'll go with some purple. And what I'll do is I'll just color it in. And it seems kind of simple, but I like to do it because it makes me mindful. You know what I mean? Like in this moment, I'm really just thinking about being wealthy. Because I am wealthy. Because I say that I am wealthy. I am. And you are. And you say, well, Jerhal, no, I mean, I've got this bill and that bill, and I can't, no. You are wealthy. You are wealthy. I am wealthy. Just remember that at the end of the day, you and I were born perfect in this world. And we are perfect, right? We are complete. We are not needing anything else. Yes, we've been told that we need this, and we have to pay attention to these things, and we have to be concerned about the money, and we do. You know, in this 3D world of the five senses, we have to be thoughtful. We've got to work the job, and we've got to do what we've got to do. But you know what? At the end of the day, yeah, we're going to take care of that. But we're also going to know inside who we really are, who we really want to be. And we are wealthy. And even though, yes, this is one of my guides. Um, this is my money and finance guide, and we're talking about money issues. But this is wealth in all kinds of different ways. Having a wealth, or having an abundance of something. You are wealthy. I am wealthy. And don't let anybody else tell you anything different. Don't let your circumstances tell you differently. Don't let your friends, don't let your family tell you differently. Because if we focus on this and we become to believe who we truly are inside, you will find, and I have found, the rest takes care of itself. So anyway, I go through, I color my I am statement in for the day, color it in. And then I like to do a little statement here. So on my first page of my book, I just write that in just so people can know what to do. In the future pages, we won't need to do that. I say, it is done. It is done. Just to remind myself at the end of this process that it's all done. You know, if you're following content in this space, you've heard a lot of people talk about it being done, and I believe that there's nothing new that's going to be created, and energy is not going to be destroyed. And so, if we believe that there are infinite timelines and infinite parallel versions of us, then the thing that we want and the thing that we believe we desire, it's already done. It was done when we desired it. Like we couldn't have desired it if it wasn't already done somewhere in the field of possibilities. So when I say I'm free of all credit card debt now, I'm saying it knowing that it's already done. And I like to finish up by reminding myself, and I write it in, that it's already done. And then I just sign it. All right. And that's it for today. That's day one. I'll do this for the next 30 days. I won't video for 30 days. I'll come back in a couple days maybe. And we'll talk about some other things. But hey, maybe next time you'll grab a journal or something and ride along with me. All right. You have a good night. It's nighttime here. So for me, it's going to be good night. For you, it might be good morning. But the main thing I want you to know is you are perfect. You are whole. You are complete. Like just the way you are, just the way you were born. And you don't need anything more. You don't really need to do something. You don't need to fix yourself. These things, what I just did, the things that I do, it's only just a reminder. It's not some magic. It's just a reminder to remind us of who we are and how great we are. I want you to be reminded of how great you are. And if you cannot tell yourself that, then you know what? Just come. Maybe write it down. Maybe that's less stressful for you. Write it down, repeat it, say it over and over again. It's not some magic spell, because all you're doing is you're just stating the truth. The fact is, I got some credit card debt. But the truth is, I'm free of all credit card debt right now. I want to focus on the truth. All right? You take care. That's all for today. Bye-bye now.